Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Odir the Review, back again with another video. And for this topic, I gotta say, the fact that Superman is getting the real respect he deserves right now after this whole DC shakeup, that's the one thing that's being consistent with this universe, and I'm kind of glad for that. It was announced earlier by James Gunn that we were gonna get a trailer for Superman, the documentary about Christopher Reeve, and I feel like, okay, this is either gonna be one terrible feeling in the movie theater because I'm like, okay, I know what I'm getting into. We know some of the backstory between Christopher Reeve and what happened after Superman, especially after his incident with the horse. And not gonna lie, I was too young enough to know that. And if I'm really gonna be truthful about my knowledge about this right now, it's the fact that I've never seen those early Superman movies. Like as a kid, I never found Superman like to be my hero because once I saw Batman, I'm like, okay, that's my hero. And right around when Smallville was starting airing on the Kids WB and then switching over to the CW, I grew up watching that series. And later along the line, I saw that he even showed up in that show. I was like, oh, that's nice seeing old Superman at least interact with our current one for right now. And with this documentary, I already know it's going to be a heartbreaker, and the fact that it's like, okay, this is the guy who really made Superman who he is to the public eye, because I feel like everybody's being misconstrued about how Superman should be represented and stuff like that, including Man of Steel. But I still like old-fashioned truth, justice, and the American way of Superman. And the fact that I'm old enough to say, yeah, he really is one of the best heroes out there. It's just that most people nowadays don't see him as relatable or feel like, okay, he's too much of a good person, the fact that I can't relate to him. And I'm like, no, that's a guy who really cares about human life and actually wants to do right no matter how bad the situation is. So I guess we're gonna get into the trailer now. So I'm gonna just cut off by saying this. Let's take a look.
Everybody's looking for a hero. I am not a hero. That was a part. I played the part. I'm not that man. Hands down, he was Superman from day one. I realized that if I could pull off this part, it would change my life. John Houseman said, Mr. Reeve, it is very important to become a serious classical actor. Unless, of course, they offer you a load of money to do something else.
Oh, I love that they're doing the new logo for this. Cool.
Doing things with my dad. It was all about activity and action. Riding bikes, playing soccer, skiing.
He even has his son has a cameo in the new Superman too. They were just filming that.
We said goodbye and he gave this wave. That was the last time I saw him on his feet. Mr. Grieve currently has no movement or spontaneous respiration.
Superman, crazy. Just that simple little thing over the horse.
I ruined my life and everybody else's. I won't be able to ski, sail, throw a ball to Will. Won't be able to make love to Dana. Maybe we should let me go.
She came flying in and she just yelled, I love you. I love you.
And then she said the words to save my life. You're still you, and I love you.
He and Robin were such good friends because they could match each other.
Robin also had struggles that he dealt with his whole life, and I think that they
Oh
both
man,
were
Robin.
aware of
It's been a minute, man.
Brother Chris is fighting.
Lost him too young too.
When you find people who fight like that but still keep their humanity, that gives you great hope.
That is tough because I can feel him, but he can't feel me.
It must have been hell for my mom, too, knowing what she had lost.
I felt I needed to do something not just for myself, but for everyone else in the same condition.
The fact that Superman was in a wheelchair and was willing to go public with it was huge.
Help is on the way.
The Christopher and Dana Reeve Paralysis Act.
People are literally walking because of him.
What is a hero? My answer was that a hero is someone who commits a courageous action without considering the consequences. Now my definition is completely different. I think a hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles.
I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
Yeah, you guys, I gotta say, even though we know the story, some people know about the backstory and what's been going on since then. This is one of those documentaries I feel like, yeah, this is one of the last few things we're seeing, like somebody behind their character who isn't just everybody knows him as Superman. That's his most iconic role. And I feel like everybody, when they know Superman, that's the first thing they think of Christopher Reeve. And the fact that I know that people didn't like that they CGI'd him in The Flash. I'm like, okay, this whole I didn't like that they CG'd him. They could have used a bit of still footage from the movies, but everybody still, when they saw him in the theater, they still clapped and cheered for him. So I'm like, yeah, everybody wants to see that. Everybody loves seeing not only everything that Christopher Reeve has dealt with and they know the struggles, but the fact that they see him as Superman. He is their superhero. The most recent one I can actually think about was Chadwick Boseman. Like when during the whole pandemic, when people saw that he wasn't feeling well and that he was looking a bit thinner in the face, I was like, I thought it was like him because at the time the Five Bloods came out. I'm like, oh, okay, it was just for a movie role, and I feel like nobody's doing anything right now. Nobody's at the gym. Nobody's working out because we're still in early stages of this thing. I thought, it was nothing. But then finding out that he died from cancer, and when you realize that he was diagnosed since 2016, so everything you saw from him during Civil War to Endgame, that was all him. And knowing he was dealing with cancer at the time, but nobody knew it, and it was just hush hush. That's something else I could say. Wow, he did everything he could in that role, and at least he played every. I wouldn't say exactly because nobody knew what was going on. He played every piece of Black Panther as if it would have been his last. Back to Superman. I know that this is going to be the biggest thing from DC coming out now that we're assembling for the year of Superman next year. I feel like if this is going to be the start to actually get people not just learning about the history of Superman, but also seeing the story behind the man himself, Christopher Reeve, I can't wait to see how this goes. And I know that everybody's going to be there for that theater. The moment when they show it, like, I don't even know how big is going to be in that theater because I know everybody's going to be excited just to hear about the story, documentary, and everything. But I know once they show those little pieces of the story where he got paralyzed, I already know that it's going to be tragic, seeing as though, okay, we're going to be seeing everyone's idol in this position. And I know these documentaries are there to show the man behind everything else, like you know him. I think the last documentary I've seen like that in theaters was the Mister Rogers documentary, and that whole thing is like, yeah, he wanted to change the world. And the fact that he did all these things and you see it changed the way you see a person now because I feel like, yeah, he did a lot for not just the character of Superman, but also people with paralysis issues. You saw that even the fact that Robin Williams is at least being shown in this because I didn't think they were going to save a lot of that for the trailer. I thought they were going to save it for the movie that he was there by his side during all this. I'm like, damn, we lost a lot of good people young, and it's like, it gets you feeling emotional since not a lot of people my age know about all these things. They just know the actors and who they were portrayed, but they don't know the exact story about how things went down. And it's great to see that something like this is being brought to the big screen. And it's coming out in September too. I already saw that they're already having afternoon showings. I might wait to buy my ticket around them because I know if I buy it now, I can't use exactly what I had because it's going to be one of those Fathom events. And they like switching up the times once in a while. That happened to me with Stream. But hopefully enough, I already know I'm gonna ball when I go see this thing. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. All my social media down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.